As you can see, I'm not a Windows 7 user. Okay. So I'm here to represent the COSIR. COSIR is a 50 years old organization that is the voice of originally the electromedical industry, medical imaging, and it was broadened to represent as well healthcare information technology and electromedical industry recently. So it has an office in Brussels. And I don't want to go through the list of members of COSIR, but you can recognize large companies with a global footprint that has all an interest in the medical field and should work together within EPAC with the researchers and the public and private institutions. We also have links with the National Trade Association members. But most of all, that is very well known. The role of imaging in the fight against cancer is very well known. I just want maybe to emphasize some ongoing work that you know well, okay? Screening for virtual colonoscopy with CT, but we could have put low-dose CT for screening of lung cancer with at-risk groups. And also on the right, the MR. Okay, you can imagine you have a lot of engineers fine-tuning the sequences, maybe going back to tissue characterization, and at the end of the day could help some redesign of cancer screening for at-risk group of women that bear some mutation. And so we have to face that in the future and to discuss that with you. And also, one important thing not very present, molecular imaging and nuclear medicine. And some of the medical imaging procedures might be called in the near future companion diagnostic tests, which means that in the integration to new drugs regimen, medical imaging and drug prescription will be tied from the beginning through new regulatory process run by regulatory bodies like the FDA. But in a very short period of time, I just want to emphasize the role of health information technology. First of all, for routine care. Everybody is aware that there are several programs throughout the world and in Europe to help achieve the introduction of clinical information system and basically electronic medical record, electronic health record. We know that at the very mature stage, they should add some computerized prescribing order entry system or electronic prescription, and it's needed for quality as well as for patient safety. IT is needed for the coordination of care of chronic patients, chronic disease, including cancer. It might be the only way to really pragmatically foresee the use of guidelines and decision support in practice. So those electronic medical record, electronic health record should offer some very well tailored, and it's a challenge, guidelines and decision support tools. And also, you know that they can produce a lot of indicators, a lot of data, like patient safety indicators, quality indicators. Also, through IT, we can monitor access, for example, to medical equipment, which is also part of the monitoring of inequalities or equalities in access to resources. And of course, their information systems are needed to feed in cancer registries as well as epidemiological data. This is usually well known. I just want to stress the fact at the European level of the importance of the work and the support of another DG, which is formerly the DG Information Society. Now I think it's called Digital Agenda, headed by Nelly Kroes. Nelly Kroes and Catherine Sebelius, the Secretary of State in the US, has signed recently a memorandum of understanding to try to address EU and US together some of the challenges that we're facing today. One of the challenges, to go with the specific topic addressed today about research, and I think I'm not too far to say that we really have to consider IT as a prerequisite to go to the emerging paradigm of cancer research and personalized medicine. I know that most of you have cited in the presentation the importance of infrastructure. So it was really reassuring. But my belief before this meeting was that it's largely a large underestimation of the needed IT infrastructure to really make happen the new model of clinical research and personalized medicine. We have to bridge the database for clinical research, should be for the research on new drugs, with the electronic medical record and electronic health record. I know it's short. Electronic medical record when it's used in one institution. Electronic health record is when it's used across institution, and most of all from the hospitals to the office-based doctor. And there we have a challenge, we're trying to working on it. And there's some level of investment and effort to do. We have real-time access to links and links to trials. Otherwise, we're lost again in translation if we don't have this. And we have the traceability of biological specimen. It was addressed during that day, but it's going to be an enormous importance in the future. Digital pathology, the last medical imaging procedure going digital. It's also a challenge for us. It has to be put in our packs and addressed during medical rounds, for example. So it's just starting now. Data aggregation, cooperative networks will need IT, and the cooperative clinical research, multi-site, international, will definitively need IT. In what Sledge last week as ASCO was calling the coming genomic chaos. So we have challenging issue. The data volume will be enormous. I mean, digital pathology and genomics is more than the aggregated medical imaging in the packs. I mean, we have to consider that. We want to avoid building data symmetry when we will move to genomics in the near future, and semantic interoperability. One of the issues addressed between the EU and the US with the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the EU and the US is very important and could be, I think, already part of any work package in cooperative network. So with that, I will skip that one. COSIR is committed to participate in the European Partnership Against Cancer, of course, and we are at your disposition, and we're very thrilled to help to reduce the burden of cancer in Europe. Thank you.